Okay, paper piecing with the add an eighth or add a quarter ruler. Paper piecing is actually fun, just so you know. These rulers really help. Now for the TQS block of the month, for your paper piecing, you want an add an eighth ruler, because Sarah uses an 1/8 inch seam allowance. For this project that I'm currently doing, I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I have my two rulers, one smaller, one longer. The only other thing you will need to use these rulers is a straight edge, stronger than paper. You can use an index card, you can use a piece of, what's it called, oak tag, whatever. I use template plastic. Something thin, but like I said, a little bit stronger than paper. So the first thing that you do, obviously, is put your first piece of fabric down. Now I like to use double-sided sticky tape to do that, but I'm out of double-sided sticky tape, so I'm going to use the next best thing, which is my Sewline fabric glue pen. So I'm just going to put some glue down. And then put my fabric down. One of the big questions is how to place your fabric, and with these rulers it's not going to be an issue, but the best rule of thumb is to have at least a 1/4 inch overlay beyond each of your sew lines. So a 1/4 inch on the top, a 1/4 inch on the bottom. I have my fabric glued to my paper now, so I'm going to move it and put it wrong side up, which is the printed side up, with my fabric side down. I'm going to take my straight edge and I'm going to line it up with my sew line number 1. Okay? And you fold your paper back. Put your ruler right up against that fold with your straight edge. Cut it off. Fold it back. And then you're left with the exact angle that your next piece is supposed to go on. So you're just going to line that up, raw edge to raw edge, right sides together. I'm going to do this the other way because I have some fray there. I have plenty of overlay, so now I'm going to sew it, okay? So I've got my base fabric underneath. I'm going to lay my next fabric on top. And my machine is not on. Just a second. So I'm going to sew my seam right on the line. Trim my threads. And it's perfect, right? Then finger press. I like to use my fingernail right along that seam. We're paper piecing, so it's not as bad, I guess, to do that. I'm going to take my iron, press it down, and then the same thing. You're just going to repeat until you get to the very end of each template. Flip it upside down, take your straight edge, go along sew line 2, line it up, hold your paper back, take your ruler, put it right up against that edge. And that's why you want something stronger than paper. You want to push and make sure that it's right up against that edge. Cut it off. And I actually have my stitch length too long right now, so I'm not going to be able to use this. But then you take your next piece of fabric, line it up right on that edge with 1/4 inch at least over each side. So this is my next sew line when I finish this unit. This is my trim line. You want to have at least 1/4 inch beyond your trim line. And then sew down the sew line. I'm going to actually reduce my stitch length, so I might be able to salvage this. And there you go again. Trim your thread. Press it. Line up your straight edge.